Welcome back to Cocktails and Classics. It's our second week of Wine and Cheese Month, and this week we're doing Legally Blonde. My wife is happy that we're doing all the Notebook and Legally Blonde. I guess we're hitting some favorites with the spouses this week. I'm Dylan. Joining me as always are Ben, Zach, and Cam.
Hey, I'm back.
Yay.
You were gone?
Hi.
Don't sound excited, Dylan.
He was not on the Notebook, so.
He was actually there. He was present. We just decided to cut all his audio from the episode.
I don't blame you.
I'm just gonna I'm gonna tape a picture of Ben on my cabinet back here, so he's always with us.
Yeah, you can make it like a little
sound
Ben
like
shrine.
I'm dying.
Teams has a way to do that.
Quit telling everyone I'm dead.
To kick things off and get everybody in the right mood, we're going to go to our wine and cheese pairing, since we're not doing cocktails for this month. And our wine, I guess, of choice was a sparkling rosé. Ooh.
Hell yeah, brother.
Why do you say I guess like it's not a wine?
I don't know.
Why do you
I
say
guess
I
wine,
guess,
I
didn't
guess.
know what it was.
Maybe.
I don't know. Is champagne a wine?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'd say so, yeah.
It is.
It's like
Type.
a sparkling wine, but
Yeah.
I get the confusion. It doesn't.
What else
don't
would
know.
you call it?
I don't.
Well,
You're stupid.
because you
Dylan. It's all wine.
it's like red wine, white wine, rosé.
Rosé is
champagne.
yeah, it's a type of wine.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
I think so. I don't know. I think it's all good. I think these are all wines and it's fine.
They're
Yeah,
all
it's a
wines.
sparkling-
We're all winers. I mean, winners.
Yeah. Well,
I mean,
no.
wieners.
I mean both. But yeah, the sparkling rosé. I just had to do a sparkling wine because where we live, it is not fun to leave the house. So I had to use what we had on hand.
What's going on outside of your house?
No, it's just like, I don't know, like a bunch of snow and shit piling up everywhere. I don't
There
know.
is a bunch of snow and shit piling up everywhere.
It is piling up. I've ran the snowblower 3 times, and I was gonna
Yeah.
do a 4th, and then decided, you know what? I'll just wait. I'll wait till it's done. And
Yeah, I did around yesterday afternoon, and I did around this afternoon, and I'll probably have to do another one tomorrow morning.
yeah.
I just got back in from my trek. I sort of go often. I go out as often as I can because I got one of those snow blades attached to my riding lawnmower. My wife says I've gone full suburban paw. And
All right.
I got headlights on it so I can go around at night too and just kind of cruise around the neighborhood.
This is the
funny.
most Zach thing I've ever heard.
Yep. 100%.
I'm surprised you don't have a an iRobot
video.
one with it on there.
No.
That's-
Gotta do it yourself. It's more fun.
He's just driving around in heaven.
So
I
is
guess.
it
I
is
don't
it just
know.
like a rope and you direction which way you want it to go?
It's
Is
it's like that. It's not a rope. It's like a metal pole, but yeah, same
Okay.
idea. You can lift it up or down. You can move it left or right, and there's.
But
like
do
a
you have to
clamp
hold
so
it
you
the
can-
whole time?
You can turn it. No. It just
No,
drops
no,
on the
okay.
ground.
Okay. It just drops on the ground.
Yeah, you just hit the handle and it drops. It hits the ground and you scrape
No,
everything off.
yeah.
No,
I
I'm
just
talking about
have
the handle. Do you have to hold the handle the whole time?
No. It just
Handle
stays
on
in
the blade?
place.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Oh, so it just
If you want to lift it up, you grab the handle and push it down
Okay.
because of pivots.
Yes.
Well, I think what Dylan's saying is more so you grab it and push it down to lift the thing up, but you don't have to
got it.
hold it down.
You don't have to hold it in place the whole time.
Yeah.
No,
that's
it locks.
yeah.
okay. That's
Yeah,
what
it
Dylan's
locks its
asking.
position.
He's not asking how pivots work.
Maybe he is.
Maybe he didn't know how fulcrum points do.
yeah.
I
how that
I do understand.
Fulcrum
how
points
that
do.
fulcrum do.
Down, go
What that
up,
fulcrum
up,
do,
go
boy.
down. You know.
That do be pivoting though.
It do be pivoting. Speaking of pivots, what do you guys think about the wine and cheese
I'm
pairing?
gonna pivot to our cheese. To pair with the sparkling,
Thank you.
A plus.
to pair
Guys,
with
I saw
our
this thing on TikTok where
oh,
you
God,
take you take menthol based chapstick and you put it on your eyelids. And I haven't tried it yet. I've been saving it
Why?
for now.
Why are you doing it?
The guy totally freaked out after he did it.
Why are you freaked? No, wait. Hold
no,
on.
what are you doing?
Oh,
my
God. What are you doing?
Zach thinks this is jackass, but he doesn't realize it's only audio, so no one can see what he's doing.
You guys can see that's enough.
Yeah, how do I record a meeting?
Oh my god, it's fucking bright out.
It's like smelling salts.
It is like smelling salts, yeah, but for your eyes.
You can't
That's-
record in free versions of Teams.
That's good. Now Zach's wide awake. He's about to start crying.
Oh my god. He's about to drop off this episode like doing
I gotta
an
have
airplane.
high eyes, you know, where your like eyes are barely open, otherwise it burns
Jesus.
too much.
Wow. So to pair
Hey,
with
what the hell was the cheese?
Shut the fuck up. To pair with the sparkling rosé, we did a triple cream. I was looking online and found some cheese pairings. I think it's kind of like a brie. I'm very triggered. I didn't try it yet, but I took out the cheese and it's pretty fucking soft, and that scares the shit out of me.
I haven't tried it yet, but I'm triggered.
Oh my god. I mean, with my sparkling, I had some brie, and I love brie, so I was happy with it.
Can I loop you guys in on some fun facts? There's not a lot of foods I don't like, but brie surprisingly is one of them.
Wow.
Not a big brie guy.
I don't love it.
Interesting.
I'm gonna take it or leave it.
I think it's really good. I really enjoy it.
I'm like Zach. This like look and texture reminded me of brie, so that's why I was like a little triggered. But trying it out, it's actually kind of buttery. It literally, like the aftertaste literally just tastes like I kind of ate like a bagel, and you know, you get like if you put butter on your bagels, you get that like little like oily type fatty taste
From the butter, from the oil and fat in the butter.
Yeah, like that savory.
No. The oil and fat in the bagel.
Yeah, well,
You know what we should do? We should have a cream cheese pairing with some wine, maybe mimosas, and then you just eat bagels, you know, and cream cheese and mimosas.
Oh, we recorded at like 8 a.m.
I don't know. This is the wine. I could take or leave the rosé. It's I don't know. It's like a sweeter kind of champagne to me.
Yeah, I think rosés are very palatable wine. Like if you don't like wine that much, which I don't, and you like sweet like drinks or anything, I feel like rosés are pretty good. Just as like a something to order if you know, like I said, especially if you're like at a place and they only have beer and wine, and they have rosés, it's pretty good.
I'd give the wine like a 6 out of 10, and I'd give the cheese like an 8 out of 10. It was pretty good. That's the easiest way for me to convey my my like or dislike ability of things is just to give a number.
Yeah, I didn't love the sparkling rosé. I'm not a huge rosé fan, and I don't know. I don't love champagne. Like, I'm fine with champagne if, like, you know, you want to throw some OJ in there. Sounds good. You want to mix it with some Aperol and some club soda, make yourself a nice Aperol spritz. I'm down. Straight champagne, not my thing. Sparkling rosé, not my thing. Didn't love it.
Check the show notes below. Get yourself some sparkling rosé. Hit up the Drizzly link. Have it delivered directly to your door. Legally Blonde is a 2001 comedy romance film directed by Robert Luktik, written by Amanda Brown. She wrote the novel, I guess. Karen McCullough wrote the screenplay, and Kristen Smith. Stars Reese Witherspoon, Luke Wilson, Selma Blair, Matthew Davis, Jennifer Coolidge. And what's her name? Is the daughter, Linda Cardellini.
Linda Cardellini. Victor Garber plays someone important. So does the mom from 2.5 Men.
The professor.
Yes.
Legally Blonde is the story of Elle Woods, a fashionable sorority queen who gets dumped by her boyfriend. She decides to follow him to law school. While she's there, she figures out that there's more to her than just her looks. Currently sits at a 6.4 out of 10 on IMDb. I hadn't really watched this movie all the way through. I'd seen bits and pieces. Anybody else?
Never seen it.
I've never seen it.
Uh-oh. Your boy, the Legally Blonde expert.
I don't know. I didn't really know, I guess, what to expect. I knew, like, it was kind of beloved especially with my wife. My wife like sat down and watched the entire thing with me, and she never watches movies with me. So
My wife was mad because I watched it in the office and not on the big screen in the living room while she was working.
I mean, yeah, that's like I'm like, why do I need to watch this with you if you're trying to work from home? Like,
Yeah, no. Which, don't get me wrong, I'm also working from home, but it's like, oh, let me not disrupt you while you're on the phone or having to be on calls and stuff with this movie playing in the background.
I was kind of pleasantly surprised, to be honest. It had me chuckling for a while, and it kind of caught me off guard once or twice. The big scene for me that, like, I don't know if it was necessary per se, but when the professor becomes a creep, I was not expecting that really.
No, not at all.
I kind of was like, in the back of your mind, you're kind of like, oh, this is like interesting because he's just like, yeah, like you should really think about doing the summer internship, and you got to work really hard for it. And like puts his hand on her leg, and I'm like, oh no.
Yeah.
Like I thought he was just like a
damn it.
cool professor who like thought highly of her, not
Be honest, Professor Callahan, me too.
Indeed, yeah.
While we're talking about canceling, can we do you want to address the pivotal part of the movie, the part where the character uses stereotypes to figure out that the man did not actually commit a crime?
That did not age well.
That was very
Yeah.
2001.
It was a very 2001 moment.
He knows designers. Obviously, he has to be gay.
Straight men don't know shoes.
Okay.
I mean, yeah, that part doesn't age super great, obviously. I mean, I think in general, though, if you kind of take it more in the, like, she's very observant and able to put together things, like, put together stuff that people may not put together, I think it, like, I don't know. I think the overall theme is good. But, yeah, the specific way in which they apply it's not, like, super great.
That's kind of the thing is like, oh, she can like she deduces things that other people wouldn't notice, like the perm, for instance, at the very
Yeah.
end, or the shoe thing.
Even in the very beginning, the dress where she's like, the lady at the store is like, oh, let me rip off this sale tag and sell these suckers this cheap dress and sell it full price. And it's as soon as she gets schooled, absolutely schooled. And then it's
I
like,
saw
oh
this
no.
in Teen Vogue last year.
Yeah. So if you're going to try to sell that for full price, oh shit.
Yeah, let's be real. Elle, probably actually a good lawyer and very observant person.
I think
wish
she's
she
like a
wouldn't
senator
use-
or something in the second one, right?
Yeah.
So what's interesting is this I think I don't know if this actually made it into the episode, but last episode or 2 episodes ago I noted that this was actually a Final Jeopardy question recently about this movie, which is that one of the screenwriters described this movie as Clueless meets The Paper Chase, which I didn't know what The Paper Chase was, but it's basically a legal drama. And I think that's actually a really good description of this movie.
I was going to bring that up because I had just seen it like not too long ago on Jeopardy where it was described that way. And I was like, wait a minute. This was
like
just
last
a final,
week.
This is just a Final Jeopardy answer. That explains because I wasn't here when you talked about it.
Oh, right. Yeah, so
But-
it was on Jeopardy, like I said, like I think last week or something like that.
I think it was a couple weeks ago, but yeah, it was within the last 2 or so.
Depending on when you're listening.
Yes, depending on. when
Yeah, I
this
guess it
episode
is like
drops.
maybe more like 3 weeks, 2 or 3 weeks. But I don't know. I think that's actually a really good description of this movie. Yeah, they make the main character seem obviously kind of dense, but she's not, obviously. And, it's kind of a satire in that way of like, it's also tough because I feel like it's kind of like they're doing a like elitist bit where they're like, oh, everybody acts like this person's like, lesser because she's blonde, and all these other people are like super smart and are basically like, nah, you're stupid, get out of here, you suck. I don't know if blonde white lady getting victimized plays out very well today, if that makes sense.
Unless she's like 40.
Why?
and yelling at somebody in customer service.
Like a Karen?
Yes.
I don't know. The other thing too is it was so like weird to be like to see her admission into Harvard. They were just like, she's a fashion major. Well, she did well on her tests. We also don't have anyone else like her as a fashion major, so yay, let's let her in.
It was
Yeah,
more
like
oh,
the
look,
joke was
hot
like
girl in a
affirmative
bikini.
action, sort of.
Yeah.
Oh, I took it as guys were fawning over attractive blonde in a bikini. And we're like, yeah, we should
little
definitely,
this, little that.
we should definitely make sure she gets into our school. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, she did do well on her test. It was like, okay, well, let's just look
All
for
right. Right, I mean, it sounded like they were
'cause it
looking
seems
for
like the
excuses to let her in.
It seems like and the guy who seemed like he was trying to convince them to let her in seemed kind of like he was being a little pervy. He had ulterior motives.
She did do well on the test, though.
She did do well on the test.
I don't know. I saw somebody's review, one of my friends, and they were like, the idea here is really good and clever, but it's a shame that the movie was directed in a way that leans harder into like the goofiness of it all. And I was like, that's kind of an interesting take on it.
Yeah, but it's a comedy. I don't know. I think that's kind of the point, right?
I mean, but if you lean
got a little
harder
bit of
into the
both.
like dramedy aspect, like a little
Yeah.
more serious with some comedy elements, I mean, it would definitely make it a completely different movie.
Oh yeah. I think you could change a couple of things in this movie and it would be completely different, but
I think this leans more to like Mean Girls or like
Clueless. Like Cameron said.
Clueless. Yeah.
It's like
Less-
Clueless meets The Paper Chase.
Oh my god, that's such a good description.
I mean, but there's not much like legal drama that happens in it, you know?
That's not true. I mean, the whole second half of the movie is a legal drama, basically. It is.
I don't
because
know.
There's okay. So you obviously are trying to figure out if she actually did it. There's like whole like getting her alibi, there's a whole courtroom scene of like the witnesses and trying to prove the witnesses wrong or whatever. I don't know. I think that the second half is has all those elements in it. I mean, maybe it's like a third. I don't know. But whenever she transitions from being a law student, like I know she's still a law student, but transitions from like the student life to like working on this case, it definitely transitions a lot into like a legal drama-esque with obviously heavy comedy elements, but because then there's like, because they even have like the gotcha moment at the end where like, ha, you
gay.
can't wash your hair. No, well, there's that, but
Gotcha.
I mean, there is that part.
You're out now.
I was really more referring to the perm part where they're like, oh, I did it. I didn't mean to kill him. I thought it was her or whatever. And then the judge is like, all right, you're going to be charged with this crime, even though that's not how that works. It was funny. That happened, and then she was like, all right, you're going to be charged with this crime. You are dismissed. Everybody's good. Bring in the dancing lobsters. It's like, okay, I don't think that's how any of this works. Like, you can dismiss the case, but that's about it. It's up to, like, the prosecutor or district attorney to bring charge. Like, that's not, come on.
I was going to say, yeah. They have to be then charged after the
Right.
fact.
Right. Like, this person would be acquitted, and then this other person would be charged, like, maybe they're arrested there, but, like, that's not... None of this is how this works. I mean, it's legally blonde, so, whatever.
I'm assuming it's not like she's sentencing the woman to prison. I think she's more so like, bailiff, take the witness, basically as like a, don't let her confess to a murder, and then just don't let her leave the courtroom.
Well,
Like,
no,
more
she literally said, you're going to be charged with crime X. And it's like, that's not how charging crimes works, lady.
I was impressed that all it took for her to like break down was like, you took a shower when you got a perm, and then she's like, I did murder my dad. I'm sorry. Like, whoa, okay.
I didn't mean to.
Also, there would have been an objection in there for badgering the witness at some point in time between any of those two
She
people
tried
getting
to,
caught
didn't
in their
she?
lies. What?
She tried to object, and then I was like, I have a point.
Well, that's different. I'm saying, like, I don't know. I feel like they were definitely like going hard against the two witnesses, and at some point, I feel like the other attorney would have stepped in for something, and not just like let it happen.
You
She did step in
but
for
the
relevance.
the judge can
The
say
budge. Here comes the budge.
The judge can like stop the objection though. Like they can allow them to continue.
Yeah. But I'm just saying they didn't object. They objected for relevance on the part of their line of questioning, not for badgering the witness. And I feel like they could have, I don't know. But
I don't know. Cam has unlimited
I have
law and order
so
powers.
much law and
Cameron's-
order stuff in
Cameron
my
knows-
mind, you know.
What
shouldn't
Cameron
question
doesn't
this.
realize is that his knowledge of bird law does not translate into Legally Blonde.
Say you and I go toe to toe on bird law and see who comes out on top, okay? So I just thought that part was funny. I mean, obviously it's like, you know, obviously not the point of the movie is to be an accurate legal drama, but I will fight on that point that it is basically a legal drama at the end of the movie, like a comedy, like a, you know, it's still comedy.
It's a legal
but-
dramedy.
Yeah, at the
It's
like in the
legal
second
drama light.
It's like the third act, you know? Like the whole third act is that. Like you have the first part where they're like in college, and then the second part where they're in grad school, and then in law school, and then the third part where they're like working on a case.
I think an important part of when we watch comedy movies is the memorable quotes or the big lines and scenes. What stood out to you guys as far as quotes and lines?
You're breaking up with me because I'm too blonde? That one's a good one.
Because my boobs are too big?
Like, no, Pooh Bear. That fucking guy was so cringe.
Oh yeah.
No,
I want
Pooh
to
Bear.
be a senator. I need a Jackie, not a Marilyn.
Oh my god.
Here's a fun history fact. JFK had both a Jackie and a Maryland.
I think
Jesus.
I think the other big quote from this movie is you got into Harvard Law? What? Like it's hard?
Yeah.
Like wow.
Oh,
Alright,
I
then.
always thought of I feel comfortable using legal jargon in everyday life. And then when someone whistles at her, she goes, I object.
The other one that was just kind of like a throwaway, like walking into a conversation one was when I think it's Warner and Enid are talking at that party, and they're like, "Oh, the English language is all about subliminal domination. Take the word semester, okay? This is a perfect example of the school's discriminatory preference to semen over ovaries. That's why I'm petitioning to have next term be referred to as winter ovester." It's like, what the fuck? Stupid.
I
puns. Love it.
liked in that same, when they're at the same party, and I was like, oh, I like your outfit too, except for when I dress up as a frigid bitch, I try not to look so constipated. Oh, damn.
Yeah, she's got some great clapbacks at that party.
I was gonna say Elle's like just confidence and like tenacity are literally what like make her a good character, I think. Because if she was like if she was Vivian, you wouldn't feel the same for her. But because she is like so like happy and bubbly and like I can do whatever I set my mind to, like you buy into Elle and you're like rooting for her the entire time.
What did you guys think of Owen Wilson's brother in the movie?
Oh, I love Luke. I love when he's like, "What would I look like as a blonde?"
Yeah, I love that part.
I was
That's
like,
my
"You look
favorite
just
quote.
like Owen."
Well,
I think they only look a little like they look similar, but I don't think if he was
but I
blonde,
think it's-
he'd be.
that's,
I know it's supposed to be like.
I think it's the broken nose thing, though.
Oh, that could be true. Yeah.
I liked he's probably still scratching his head, and then Paulette saying it's probably a nice vacation for his balls. I did laugh at that. That was a good one. Good zinger.
Because he scratches his balls, right?
Yeah, thank you, Zach. That was the joke.
One line in here that reminds me of more modern time. This is like one of the more modern quotes, I feel like, because it says she introduced herself and her dog and said that we're both Gemini-Vegetarians. That feels like someone would say that today.
Dylan loved that line.
Oh, I'm a Gemini-Vegetarian and my moon sign is whatever. I don't know. I don't want to know what the fuck it is, but I feel like everybody is always talking about random signs. Like everyone's got like 10 signs now.
Cam says everyone. He means his wife.
No, I'm just saying, like it's popular discourse. I feel like now on social media, be like, oh, these are my whatevers.
I don't know. I just know my zodiac. Capricorns rise up.
It's all made up bullshit anyway. Like, I don't know if I can make up 30
so
signs.
True, you know.
You're a Capricorn.
Yeah, go look up whatever you are as
you highly
Sagittarius
identify
or
with
whatever
being
the fuck you are.
Wait, what? What?
I think you're a Leo, right?
Yeah. No, I'm looking up Capricorn now.
It's gonna be like sassy bitch.
Capricorn
Loyal.
traits. All right, here we go. This is from wellandgood.com. These are strengths. I don't want that. I want weaknesses.
Bad at hockey video games.
Their overachieving nature can sometimes unintentionally compromise those whom they step over on their journey to reach their own goals. And since Caps often fail to consider the feelings of others in favor of operating as efficiently as possible, they're known to rub people the wrong way. They hold themselves up to a high standard and they expect no less from their peers. Also have tiny wieners. Oh no. Sorry, Dylan.
Yeah,
That's
I
only
would say
half true.
most of that is true.
You and Ben are just stepping stones for Dylan and I to launch a successful podcast.
Oh,
How the fuck did I end up in this?
Because you're not a Capricorn.
Well, you're not a
Fuck yourself, Ben.
Capricorn.
We're gonna
Those two
spin
are.
off to Cap, Tails, and Classics.
Good luck.
Oh, we need stepping stones.
Hi, welcome to Triple C, Capricorns, Cocktails, and Classics. I'm your host, Guy Fieri. I need more bowling shirts in my closet.
Oh, God. Welcome to the Flavortown podcast.
Apparently, Capricorns are the ultimate worker bees. They're ambitious, organized, practical, goal-oriented, and they don't mind the hustle.
I kind of do mind the hustle, though.
Yeah, I know.
Hustle, doobie, hustle.
I do
Most
feel
of
like-
those are semi-accurate. Besides the hustle part, I hate those.
But I feel like they all are. You look at any sign
they-
of any trait,
They're
and they
so
just like
vague. They're vague
Yeah.
enough to describe any single
it's
person.
like right. It's
all
like cold
bullshit.
reading. It's like I'm sensing someone in your life. Starts with a M, maybe
well,
like in there, you know, or an
Ma-
N.
And then waiting for someone to go, Mark. Yes.
Oh
Mark.
yes, Mark. Mark, father, uncle,
Well,
brother.
sounds
Yes,
this sounds
brother.
just like Cam here. Leo weaknesses. They're usually thinking only about their own needs.
Wow.
When it comes to love, they always want to have the last word. They love their families dearly, but don't cope well with others' authority.
Okay.
And with regards to work, they are territorial and revengeful.
Revengeful? Jesus Christ. Cut that. Yeah, I just feel like they're so vague and like, you know, oh, this doesn't match, but these other ones do. It's like, well, that's probably every sign. Like, if I read you, like, if I was like, oh, yeah, this is for Capricorns, I was like, just kidding, it's for Virgos. You'd be like, oh.
Oh, you
It's the
got
same
me.
thing.
But it's the same thing. It also applies.
What are you, Ben?
I think I'm a Gemini.
So Ben can be uncaring and completely unemotional at times.
Wow,
when
what
it
an
comes to
asshole.
love, they don't seem to show empathy towards their partner.
I
They
feel that.
love their families dearly, but do anything to avoid responsibility. With regards to work, they often are very
is that a
distracted
suitcase
and
behind you?
chaotic.
With a flight?
A one-way
The
trip.
departure date May 1st?
Is that a
One-way
shopping
trip
list with
to a
milk
country
on
that
it?
doesn't have extradition orders to the
It's
U.S.
milk and cigarettes, Dylan. Don't forget the cigarettes.
Geminis can't focus for too long. They're thinking of many things at the same time, not to mention they're very good at lying.
I'm sorry, what were we talking about? I wasn't listening.
Geminis
What
also
kid?
have massive wieners. That's weird.
What's worse about Gemini is they have strange charisma that's attracting people into their trap. After catching their prey, they're starting to devour and exploit it in an aggressive manner. Gemini people are known to have consistency, or are known to not have consistency because their character is all the time changing, and others can't really understand their ways. For this reason, they may have some problems in romance. More than this, they have the tendency to move very fast when trying to solve their problems. Not to mention, they refuse to carry any baggage when it comes to their past.
Damn right.
Whoa.
That sounds 100% like me. Can't wait till I get my next family and not have to remember this one. By family, I mean podcast.
Ben, they're the best liars in the Zodiac.
Wow.
Expect them to tell someone the kindest thing to their face and then turn their back so they can voice the nastiest things about them. You're
I would
goddamn
never tell
right.
Dylan this, but he's a fantastic artist. Why would
Thank
you
you.
say that?
Why
to
would
his
you say
face?
that?
I always thought I was going to do a podcast about the other Zodiac, but this works too, I guess.
I refuse. We should just do a Zodiac episode and it's us just reading each other's signs out loud for 45
I
minutes.
think we've done it.
See,
It's
it would
this
be
one.
interesting.
We've already done it.
We just did that, I think. It would be interesting to read a trait and you have to pick which sign that would be because there's no way to tell. It's basically
That's
like
just-
Well, the
flipping
one thing
it.
I've learned is apparently I'm a pathological liar.
Right, especially if
just-
Ben's reading the
well,
questions,
are you?
then you really can't
Ben is the
tell.
worst person, apparently.
Other known Geminis. Satan. Oh, no.
Speaking of zodiacs, other known Geminis. I really liked the mom from 2.5 Men. Thought she was great. She played the other professor, the woman professor.
Oh, Stromwell.
Yes.
I was not expecting her to be the person in the hair salon.
I'm not gonna lie. Seeing the hair salon, didn't think that's where she'd be at.
Yeah, because when she's like, when Elle is gonna leave, and the Professor Stromwell like comes and is like, if you're gonna let one boy ruin your career, you're not the woman I thought you were. And I was like, what? That's her?
Doesn't she say, yeah, something about stupid prick?
Probably. I also love that Elle's parents are like, you were runner up in Miss Hawaiian Tropic. You're gonna throw that all away to go to law school? That's where boring people go. Like, damn.
I want to know the backstory. Where did her family get the money?
Yeah, they lived in Bel Air too, so.
Was she just born into like an old money family, or was it something where like her parents just were new
Probably
money?
something innocuous like, I don't know, blood diamond mines in South Africa, something like that. I don't know.
Makes sense.
Oh,
Just
so they're
be,
Elon
like,
Musk?
Slavery.
Yeah, exactly. Her
Total
and Elon
Geminis.
Musk are very similar in where they got their money from.
You know we love saving the turts. You know Cam hates fucking paper straws.
Paper straw song.
Sock?
I will say that paper straw technology has improved since I last shat on paper straws. I have used a couple since I've been able to go out more recently due to being vaccinated, and
That's what they were doing the whole time while we were inside. They were just inventing better paper straws.
I have seen also not paper straws, but it seems like they're compostable plastic straws or something. Like
You're talking about the
like, they
ones that
feel
are made out of
different.
like agave or whatever.
I have no idea what the composition of these straws are. I'm just, but they are different.
I'm not
than
a
the
straw
normal ones you
expert.
see. But you're the expert, Dylan.
But I do know a good glass straw when I see one, you know?
Yes. I will say for being at home and where you know, maybe you like straws in your fruity margaritas or you like straws to mix with your, you know, old fashions or whatever. You know, having these straws around the home is really nice. Not constantly like throwing things away, or you don't have to keep buying straws all the time. Like you just buy a couple and then you're good.
And if you want cocktail picks or muddlers, they have that too. There's many colors. He's getting into like designs. So like the pride flag, he puts it on like the side of the straw. He's got hearts. He's got critters. It's like you get a piece of art along with a straw. Little multi-use.
Oh yeah, he has critter straws, which have see a dolphin, a salamander. That salamander looks intricate. That is impressive.
Grab some glass straws from Surfside Sips. Use promo code cocktails and classics spelled out for 20% off. We get a little kickback from that, and you get to save some money on some glass straws, and they should last you a long time. Dishwasher safe. They're pretty sturdy. Just don't drop them on the floor like me, like a big idiot. You have to buy more. Zach makes trivia questions and asks us things about movie. Zach.
Please make that the intro to trivia because I want it.
Question number 1. How many different hairstyles does Elle have throughout the movie? A, 4, B, 14, or C, 40?
40? Man, I mean, I was surprised it started at 4. 40?
I was going to say, I didn't really pay attention to her hair that often.
I mean, I don't know. 14 seems like the reasonable guess, but I'm going to go 40, I guess. Wow, that's such a high number, but there are a lot of cutaways to different things. Like, you know, especially when she's like studying for the exam. I'll say 40, whatever.
I'll go with 4.
I'm trying to see if I can count more than 14.
Do you have every hairstyle in your head?
I was gonna say, try to count to 4.
I've never even known you to be able to count.
Fair. It's a fair point.
I didn't know Geminis could do that.
I'm going to say 14. I feel like 40's a new hairstyle every, like, 2 minutes in this movie. Like, that's nuts. So
That would be completely nuts, right?
Except for that's the answer, isn't it?
Except for that's the answer.
Yeah.
They did it. 40 hairstyles in this movie.
Nice.
Bonkers.
I knew it was more than 4. There's 4 in the
Imagine
first,
all
like, 10 minutes.
All the time in hair and makeup, like in between each cut, you're going to hair and makeup to change something. It's crazy. All right, that puts our boy Cam on the board with a point, and everybody else is a loser because they don't have any points. Question number 2, while we're on the subject of hair, what brand of hair dye does Elle use? A. L'Oreal, B. Herbal Essence, or C. Revlon?
I can picture the box in my head.
Yeah, I was going to say, I saw the box, but I don't recognize any of those names from what I'm picturing in my head from the box.
It's got a blonde woman's head on it.
Of course.
What are
Side profile.
What are they?
I just want to say, this is bullshit, and it's obviously based towards people with hair, and I won't stand for it.
This is based towards women with hair.
Well, I didn't say women, I said people.
Well, this is not a unisex hair brand.
I mean, it can be.
Oh yeah, anybody's free to use it, but that's not where the marketing money goes. It's L'Oreal, Herbal Essence, or Revlon.
I'm going to go Herbal Essence.
I also thought Herbal Essence. So that's what I'm going with. I'm not going to try and play the game. We'll see if it works or not.
I don't think it's Herbal Essence because I don't think they make hair dye. I want to say L'Oreal or Revlon.
Sounds like a good answer, but you can't pick both.
I understand that. Thank you, Ben.
He's got
Fucking
a point.
Gemini. I'm gonna say L'Oreal.
Well, Dylan, you learn something every day. Herbal Essence does indeed make hair dye. In fact, they make the hair dye that Elle uses.
LOL.
Damn.
Let's fucking go.
All right, boys. We're on a roll with things that Elle likes. Why don't we just keep it going? Elle's favorite perfume is A. Happy by Clinique, B. Obsession by Calvin Klein, or C. Bright Crystal by Versace.
I feel like she's a Calvin Klein kind of gal, so I'll go with that one.
I think it's Clinique.
Which one was the Calvin Klein?
Obsession by Calvin Klein.
Was that A, B, or C?
B.
All right, I'm going to go with A.
Happy by Clinique.
Yeah.
So I got 2 of those, one for Ben and one for Dylan.
Yeah.
Beautiful. That is the correct answer. Which means we have a super duper, ultra cool,
Boo.
doubly tie between Ben and Cam.
Boo.
Don't worry, Cam. This trivia question is geared towards you. If anybody has a shot at answering this, it's you. The tie-breaking question, closest without going over. In the opening scene of the movie, how many shirtless guys can be seen wrestling in the front yard of the frat house?
All right, you got me there. That was pretty funny.
I counted. How many times I paused the movie to count dudes
Once.
without shirts on?
Well, wait, you mean for trivia or just for your own enjoyment? Because
Little both.
those are probably 2 different answers.
Well, I figured out that it could be a trivia question after. I'll leave it at that.
Ben's going full Gemini out here. You calm down.
I'm going to say 6.
God damn it! I was also gonna say
6
6.
units.
You son of a bitch.
So what do? Do you play the game or do you play the game? There's
I-
only 2 options at this point.
I'm gonna say 8.
God damn it.
Wow, you went 8?
Why would you not just go 7?
Why wouldn't you go 7?
chungus?
I feel like if Cam goes 6, you go 5 or 7. It's the only 2 options.
No,
Yeah.
I think there were even numbers.
But it's
But
closest
you
without
have
going
to
over.
wrestle, right?
Whatever.
You would either be closest to 8 or it would be 4 in that case.
All right, what is it?
It is 19.
It's an odd number. Wow.
So Ben,
Ben wins after
Ben
we
gets the
berated
win.
him, but
there's been a lot of good berating Ben this episode. It's been good.
Mercury's in retrograde, so we have to shit on him.
He's
only
a
fair.
total gem.
Zach's the only one who has seen this, so it's another Goob Squad outing over here.
Big group squad.
Ben, Cam, me. Who wants to go first? I think we always put Cam first. So
Yep.
I don't know why
I'll
you
do it.
You
I don't,
always
don't even
ask.
ask. Just do
all
it.
right, Cam, go.
I like that
Just
he
do
asks.
Zach's gonna give you an old rating and a new one. Whatever.
It's a meme at this point.
This is
Who
episode
wants
like
to go
fucking
first?
78 of
Silence.
this podcast,
Cam
90,
goes,
whatever.
I guess I'll go first.
I'll do it like I do every other week. Yeah, so I'm gonna give this movie a 7. I thought it was a fun movie. I enjoyed this a lot more than The Notebook. I will say initially I was pretty bored with the movie, like in this first like 20 to 30 minutes, but the last like 2/3 of the movie saved it. So yeah, I thought it was good. It was funny. The whole theme of her starting out, going to law school, trying to like basically get back with this guy, and then being her own person near the end was cool to see. So yeah, no, it was an entertaining movie.
Man, I gave it a 6.5. I was between a 6 and a 7. I enjoy it. Do I think it's like the most amazing movie I've seen? No. But it's a good rom-com movie. It's, like we said, some of it's kind of problematic, but the movie's from 2001, so I think at this point now, I've just kind of learned to like put myself in a mindset of, is the movie okay? One, was it okay at the time period? Because some of the ones haven't been. And 2, does most of the movie still hold up if you take away like the problematic parts? And I think this movie does. I think this is a movie that's going to stay in conversation. It's going to be one of those movies that people will continue seeing and passing down. If you haven't seen it, I recommend checking it out. I feel like there's a lot of pop culture type things that come from this movie. It was funny. Yeah, 6.5.
I'm gonna fall right around the same area as you guys. I think a 6. It was good. Like Ben said, it's a very pop culture, like influential movie. A lot of the memes and lines and quotes that come from this movie are still referenced, especially by like people our age and slightly older. I think it was a fun movie. At no point did I really feel like I was like it was slogging. I think I would have kind of liked to see it maybe a little more serious, a little more like legal drama-y. But for what it was, I think it was a good movie. Reese Witherspoon is a lot of fun to watch, and yeah, 6 out of 10. I also would recommend it though. I think it's such an important movie for our generation, and the generation, or at least like people slightly older than us, that it's worth a watch.
Here it comes, boys. All the drama, all the intrigue, the turning of the tide. I'm also going to give this movie a 7. It's just always been fun. It doesn't take itself too seriously. The comedy is pretty good. There's the little bit at the end where, your 2001 is really showing. But that aside, I mean, it's a good movie. It doesn't just throw like an attractive actress at a movie for money. It's got a good story behind it. Love the character development like Cam touched on. It's fun. 7 out of 10.
If you enjoyed this, don't forget to rate and subscribe. Check us out on Instagram at Cocktails and Classics Pod. Hit up those Drizzly and Casker links. Make sure you get yourself some sparkling rosé, and maybe go buy yourself some triple creme cheese.
Triple crumb.
Expand your cheese horizons.
I'll show you a cheese horizon. I don't know.
Check
what
us
that
out
means.
next
Tell
week
me.
as we do Dirty Dancing as we continue Wine and Cheese Month. And as always, watch responsibly.